everyone, welcome back to Imperium. So, our today's lecture is gonna be on exception handling. So, basically, first of all, what is an exception? So, exception is a problem that arises during the execution of a program. So, basically, exceptions are basically errors which arise during the execution of the program. Your example will be, for example, dividing by zero. As you all can analyze that the division will take place, but just because the division is by zero, it is not a fixed value. Thus, that is gonna give an exception, that is gonna give an error. So the program is gonna execute. There is no error in the program, but there is error in the division. So that is nothing but exception. So in C++, in OOP basically, exceptions are handled using exception handling. So there are basically three keywords for exception handling. Let's begin with that. So the first one is throw, catch, and try. These are the three keywords, that is throw, catch, and try. Let's start with throw. Now throw is used to throw an exception with an error occurs. Throw is used to throw the exception basically. Now try block is the block where we write the code, where we analyze that there could be an exception here. So that is the code that is written in the try block. And the catch block, basically catch block is the block that catches the exception and then handles it. Throw used to throw an exception when an error occurs. Try wraps the code that might throw an exception. Catch catches the exception thrown and handles it. So let's see the syntax of try, catch, and throw block. Throw. The throw keyword is used to throw an exception. Syntax throw an expression. Try. The try block is used to define the sections of code that may throw an exception. So whatever code we write in try block might throw an exception, that is the possibility. So thus we write the code in the try block. It is followed by one or more catch blocks to handle those exceptions. Syntax try code that might throw an exception. So this was the syntax for try. Now let's see the syntax for catch. The catch block follows the try block and handles the specific exceptions. You may have multiple catch blocks to handle different types of exceptions. The syntax for that is catch exception type and E handles exception of type exception type 1. So I hope you all are clear with the three keywords that are used in exception handling and what are those used for, what are the basic syntax. Now let's dive in to the program of dividing by zero, which is an example of um, exception handling. So let's see the program. After seeing this program, it will be more clear to y'all how the exception handling basically works. Now let's see hash include iostream, hash include std except. This is for throwing exceptions using namespace std int main int numerator denominator. We take numerator and denominator as two words. C out enter numerator. C in numerator, C out enter denominator, C in denominator. Uh, that we store the denominator in the word denominator and numerator in the word numerator. Now try. Here we have used the try block. Now if denominator is equals to 0, throw 1. Here if the exception is caught, it will throw 1. Else in else block int result is equals to numerator by denominator. Now C out result and L. Now catch block. As we all know, catch block is followed by the try block. Now catch int D. Now here we catch int as we have taken int here and we throw 1. The exception is 1. So catch int D. See out exception caught. Print the error message. Return 0. Now let's execute this program and see. Okay. Enter numerator, let's say 22. Enter denominator, let's put 0. See now exception caught. This is giving exception caught as we have entered the numerator, we have entered the denominator as 0. Now it went inside the try block. It went inside the if statement. If denominator is equals to 0, which is true in this condition, thus it has thrown an exception. Now when the exception is thrown, the control has moved towards the catch block, and thus this will not be executed as the control has been shifted to the catch block. Now catch block, here it says output exception caught, thus our output is exception caught. Now let's run this program again. Compile. Now let's run this program again. Let's say denominator 15 and sorry, numerator 15 and denominator 5. Here the result is 3. Now here there was no exception, thus it entered the try block. It entered the if block, but the statement became false, so it exited from the if and entered here. So in result, numerator divided by denominator will give the result 3. See out result, we can see the result as 3. As there was no exception was thrown, thus the catch block did not work. I hope now it is clear what an exception basically is. So this is how we handle an exception. These are the three keywords that so, these are the three keywords that we use, that is throw, try and catch. And this is an example of how and exception handling works. So this is it for today's lecture. Today's lecture is very small lecture. In next lecture, we will be seeing multiple catching and rethrowing examples. Stay tuned for the next lectures. And these lectures aren't very difficult. These are very simple. Exception handling is basically an easy concept. So pay attention and go through these codes again. This is hardly 30 lines code. So make sure that you go through this code, and we'll meet in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.